the 49ers are having a quarterback competition, which I'm a little skeptical of in the sense I've never actually seen a quarterback competition in camp. Like, they don't have two-a-days. They have limited reps. Is it really going to be a straight up 50-50 split in reps? And if so, I'm highly intrigued because that will be great for my views and hits. So hoping that's what the case. And I'm really looking forward to it. But a lot of people that are big in Trey Lance's corner are just skeptical about the whole thing, worried about it. And I think some people feel like, I don't mean to speak for you. They feel like, hey, man, if Lance is good, you have nothing to worry about. What's the problem? I do feel like some people feel that it might not be a fair fight and that this quarterback room may not be an equal opportunity workplace. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you got really important players buddying up with Darnold already. And I could see why some Trey Lance fans feel like, man, the locker room's already made their choice before the competition started. Although, maybe not. There was a picture of George Kittle sending a cake to Trey Lance, although we don't really know if he sent him that cake. That could have been the PR staff. Hey, say George sent it. But if it was George, maybe George did playing down the middle. I really think George likes whoever is going to give him the damn ball. That's my hot take on the situation.
Yeah, that's. I think that's exactly what it is. Hey, whoever's throwing me the ball, that's the guy I like. And he's kind of been that way during the offseason. Yeah, Brock Purdy is great. Trey Lance, he's really good too. Whoever, he's kind of like, I just want these guys to stop arguing, give me the ball, and let me score touchdowns and make money and do my wrestling moves.
Yeah,
that's pretty much George Kittle in a nutshell. As far as the Trey, why are Trey Lance fans skeptical? Like for me, this question to me is why are Trey Lance? Because it's easy to spot who the really strong Trey Lance believers are. Why are the Trey Lance believers so up in arms about the fact that Trey Lance might have to compete with Sam Darnold? It doesn't make sense to me. Because if you believe that Trey Lance is all these things that you're telling everybody, then why are you worried about a guy who you also feel is shitty? Like,
right. Well, you're saying, I think, like, you're talking about a world where it's football and it's a true meritocracy. And I would like to believe that that's the culture the 49ers have set up. But I think some people feel that that's not necessarily the culture that the Niners have set up, and that it's a clique on offense, and that Sam Darnold has like effortlessly slid into this clique already, and it's like visually apparent, whereas Trey Lance is a lot younger than those guys and hasn't. And that's where people start bringing up racial stuff because it feels like a non-equal opportunity workplace. Not that Kyle is a racist or that Kittle is a racist. I just think Kittle is going to, if Kyle leaves it up to Kittle to pick the quarterback, Kittle's going to pick the quarterback that throws him the ball the most. It's not about race. It's about Kittle. You see, to me, it's about Kittle. So Kittle can lean on Darnold. Hey, you want to play? You want to play? You want to get on the field? You know what you got to do, right? Give me the damn ball. Yeah. Give me the freaking ball. Yeah.
Yeah. This is a fun conversation. It's one that I've had so many times. I think this even goes back to during the season with Jesse on my channel, where we had this discussion about are the 49ers does Lance have a realistic chance of getting the job? And my take on it to Jesse during that conversation, and my take on it still, is that Trey Lance absolutely has a chance to take the job. He just needs to go out there, and Trey Lance needs to go out there and be able to perform kind of like what we saw from Brock Purdy when he stepped into the games, but he needs to be able to do it during practice. Because it's going to be practice first, right? He needs to be able to go out there, and he needs to be able to, complete his high rate of passes, not turn the ball over, make throws at all levels of the field, and just be the guy that we've all expected him to be since he got drafted. And if he can do that, I think he beats Sam Darnold, and I think he really starts to push Brock Purdy, especially if Purdy's not healthy for week one. Then definitely he can take that job and possibly hold on to it for the entire season.
Yeah. Agree. Also, I started this off saying I'm intrigued to see if this is going to be a real quarterback competition, because I've never seen a real quarterback competition. These reps are precious. And my guess is it's not going to be a real quarterback competition. They're going to say, Sam's still in the offense and Trey's been here. I think Trey's going to get the majority. I could be wrong. I think Trey's going to get the majority of the first team reps. And unless he's freaking awful, he's going to start week one because they're trying to build up his trade value. And I think they look at Darnold the way they looked at Purdy last year. Like, we could replicate the whole Purdy process with Darnold, but that was, not playing him right away. Don't make him replace Lance in week 2. Wait until week 13 because he's new to the team and still learning the offense. Maybe they feel that if they could stash Darnold, he would have his best chance to be successful down the stretch. I just feel like Lance is going to start week 1 for a lot of reasons, again, unless he's freaking awful. So I'm curious to see, will Darnold beat him out, or will Lance just give the job away?
Yeah, and I don't think you're wrong on that one too, because I do think you go into this and it's a competition, but there's always levels and layers to the competition, right? So we know today that if he was healthy, Brock Purdy goes in and he's number 1, even though he's competing with Trey Lance, and then so Trey Lance has to beat him out, and then we know that Sam Darnold's the bottom of all of them, so he has to beat out all 3 of them in order if everybody's healthy. So we know there's layers to this. In terms of the 50-50 split, in terms of when you're asking that question, are you asking it as 50-50 with the starters, or are you saying just 50-50 in terms of the number
with the
of reps?
Starters? Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And from that standpoint, I can understand where it's probably not going to be 50-50 between Lance and Darnold. I would expect them. You've been there enough. You know that the reps, you don't lose reps. And I don't think that it's really, for me, when I look at this, I don't think the 49ers, even though they're going to want to try to get Darnold some reps with the ones during OTAs, which is what they've said. They haven't even said it's going to happen in training camp yet. He was very specific, Shanahan, in terms of it being during OTAs. He didn't say that it was going to happen in training camp. So we'll see where this goes. But
reevaluate.
That even if these quarterbacks early on in camp are working with the number 2 offensive line, they still have starters that are rotating in with them at wide receiver and running back and all those kind of things.
True.
So they can.
It's more about the defense you're going up against and evaluate, and us evaluating them against equal playing field a little bit. But again, there's some backups that rotate in with the starters as well on defense.
And I think that's where our evaluation is different from the teams, because we look at it, we're looking a little bit more at because we don't know all the plays and we're not watching the film afterwards because we don't have access to all that and all that kind of stuff.
We don't really know if they're executing right. We just know how they're competing. Yeah,
exactly. That's exactly it. A guy can complete a pass, but it's not where Shanahan wanted the ball to go to get, because he told us this last year. You guys. I was told that it was a good day yesterday. I didn't think it was a good day because then, you guys liked it.
Or a guy could throw an incomplete pass and it could be exactly what Kyle wanted. Maybe someone on defense made a good play, or someone on offense wasn't where he's supposed to be. Whatever.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And the same thing with an interception.
He
said that about, I don't care if it's an interception as long as he's going to the right place. Now we know that he's reading it right. Now we need to get him there quicker, that kind of stuff.
Good point. Well, we'll see how this quarterback competition shakes out. It's going to be very interesting. Well, I guess it's going to be 2 weeks until we are out there the first time.
Yeah, 2 weeks.
2 weeks.